Bowie, crate. Good. Bowie, get it. Bowie, crate. Good boy. To get Bowie to go into his crate, you can just point at it and say crate, and he'll go in and lay down and rest his head. And then you can give him a treat. And sometimes he'll go in and he won't lay down, he'll just stand there and just kind of stare at you. So you say lay down, and then he'll lay down and rest his head on the frame of the crate and waits for his treat. He typically doesn't seem to mind going in his crate on command. Like when I'll come upstairs with him, he'll just walk straight into my room and go right into his crate and lay down and wait for a treat. Even if I don't tell him to, he just kind of got in the habit of going in there and laying down, and he gets treats for it, so it's a win-win. It's pretty important that if you do ask him to go into his crate that he gets treats for it, so that he still associates it with like getting treats and like a positive experience, instead of like, for example, only going in there when you're going to leave the house or you're going to be gone, or like as like a punishment, because you want to have a positive association with the crate, so he'll be more willing to go in there on his own and go in there and rest. For example, if I'm cleaning my room or putting clothes away or something and I want him to be in here but out of the way, I'll say crate, and then he'll go and lay down, and I'll either close the door or leave the door open. If I leave the door open, he's kind of more comfortable because he can get up and leave if he wants to, but at the same time, if he'll get up and walk out and I'll be like, Bowie, crate, and then he'll go back in and lay down and I'll give him a treat, and he'll stay in there, and it's a good place for him to rest and be out of the way. Because sometimes if you leave him in his crate and he like didn't get exercise before or something like that, he may be a little bit like upset, which is kind of subjective, but he'll start whining if you just kind of leave him in here when he still has a lot of energy. But usually if he did get some exercise in, and especially if you're in the room with him, he doesn't mind just laying in his crate for a while. A lot of times when I'm cleaning my room, I'll just have him lay in there with the door open if he won't settle. And it's a good thing for him to do, and he'll practice laying in there. And it also practices self-control if he is just laying in there, and if he gets up and walks out and I cue him to go back in, and he'll lay back down and he'll relax. Also, if I am cleaning my room and he's laying in there, I do make sure to give him a treat every so often so that he will stay in there, and laying in there does like pay off for him. And he's not just laying in there for no reason and getting bored and restless. There have been times when I've had him, more so in the beginning when I had him while I was at school, where he would not want to go into his crate because he would only go in there when myself and my roommate were leaving, so he would have to be in there alone. So we kind of started to build like a negative connotation with it, which is why it's very important for you, if you do crate him when you leave the house, to practice putting him in his crate when you're not leaving, so that it's more of like a normal thing and he doesn't only associate it with being left alone. It'll be like a good experience for him still. Lay down. Good. Bowie, get it. Bowie, crate. Good. Bowie, get it. Bowie, crate. Good boy.